So let's talk about bats, and let's talk about Dodgers, and let's talk about things that they like and don't like. Share with us some of those things.
Well, a lot of these players are very superstitious. They want things in their locker in a certain spot, and they don't want you to vary from that spot. And some of them don't want you to launder certain things. Like Jay Howell's got a jacket that I would just love to put in the wash, but he doesn't want me to touch it. So you have to be very careful.
What about bats now? How many bats will the average Dodger use?
Well, I figure in the course of a year, including spring training, that the average player uses about 8 dozen bats.
Close to 100? Who uses most on Dodger trips, would you say?
Well, I'd say probably right now, Juan Samuel uses the most bats.
He's gone to a lot of bats.
Yeah, the type of bat that he has a very thin handle, and unless you hit the ball in the exact, correct spot, it cracks. So,
anybody going the other way that they rarely crack a bat?
yeah, we really see Eddie Murray crack a bat because his bat has a big handle and it doesn't break.
Do they all like to have, 6, 8, 10 bats out there each night available?
Well, I'd say probably 4 or 5, available for each game.
What about switch hitters? No such thing as a left-handed bat and right-handed bat, is there?
Well, Eddie Murray is a switch hitter, and he uses a Cooper from one side and Louisville Slugger from the other side. And they're different weights also.
Who has the heaviest bat?
Well, Eddie Murray.
Okay. And the lightest?
Well, I'd say, Scioscia's swinging a 31-ounce bat right now, and Eddie Murray's about 34 and a half.
What about length of bat?
Eddie Murray's a 35-inch. And I can't remember exactly what would be the shortest, but around 34 is 33 and a half is about the shortest.
And most of the guys use about the same size bats?
I'd say around a 34, length, 32 weight.
Anything else come to mind about bats and Dodger hitters? Do they share bats pretty easily?
They exchange a lot. They even exchange with the other team, in batting practice. If they see somebody that's hitting with a different bat than they've seen before, they like to bum them and try them themselves. So you're always playing games with them. I mean, you order them a bat, and then they'll use somebody else's bat, and they want you to get that type of bat, and so you play games with them a lot, But you got to keep them happy.
So in other words, you're talking to the bat maker throughout the season, huh?
Oh, every day. I'm on the phone with the bat people. Somebody's ordering bats and checking up where they are. It's when a player, has bats arrive, it's like a kid in a candy store. And we try to get our bats mostly on the road to save shipping. Because, you have to ship them all the way across the country. So when we get back east in the middle, Middle West, it's where I try to get my bats. So the first thing they do when they get to the ballpark, they see if their bats have arrived.
When they get the bat, do you see them sitting there and, in effect, just kind of massaging the bat, getting it ready?
Yeah, they pick them all out of the box and get the feeling of it. I mean, they can just pick up a bat and know if it's going to be a good bat or not. So I have to. A lot of people don't realize that there's a number on every bat, their number, and they think, and the players think sometimes that comes with their number all on it. But I have to do it, so I have to make sure I get to the ballpark early enough to get their number on it before they get the bat, because I'll never get the bat back again.
Do they use, say, pine tar on those bats?
Oh, pine tar, rosin. Some of them shave the handle a little bit. Some of them scuff it up so they can, get a better grip on it. So
every guy's got a different pattern.
Every guy's got a different pattern, what they like to do. Eddie Murray tapes his bats. He puts tape around it so he can grip it better. So
is he the only one?
Well, once in a while, if somebody's struggling, they'll try something new. And Eddie hits the ball well, so they'll try what Eddie does.
A lot of superstition involved.
Superstition, right.
Dave, let's just go back to 1990. How many bats did you probably use for the Dodgers?
Well, including spring training, throughout the rest of the 1990 season, I used, had to order about 3,000 bats. And that's not including what we call autograph bats. We can get, some of these players are continually being bothered for bats, and they're exchanging bats, and so I get a little bit cheaper grade of a bat, So this 3,000 amount doesn't include that.
And when the season was over, how many of the 3,000 left?
Well, I would say probably with the bats that are left, we take down to spring training, for 1991, and I probably took maybe 200 to 300 bats down there. And what bats of that amount we didn't use down there, then we leave there for the minor leagues to use. So none of the bats go to waste.